I'm Vineet Kaur. I'm an artist by profession. So I'm glad I have done this teacher training course with Fevicryl, and for that I'm really thankful to Aparna ma'am, who taught so beautifully and so patiently. We learned so many articles to my surprise in just 4 days. So it's hats off to her and her patience, and her level of teaching was like awesome. So I paid for a course, and after a certain time I started realizing that I need to do more towards the society and give in more. So I thought, why not teach what I'm good at? And I thought, it's time for me to explore my other options. That's when Fevicryl came up with this teacher training course. It came to me as on a platter, and I grabbed the opportunity, and I'm so glad I did that. So I have learned a lot, and in throughout these that 4 days were like amazing. We were like all the time learning something new. The excitement was there, the buzzing and everything. And suddenly now, after completing everything, it all feels like, oh my god, what's next, what's now, in our platter. So I am glad I've done this, and I would love to teach kids, even adults, whoever want to, because I really want to share what I know with a lot of people and give into the society, like I said. So my whole purpose of learning is to teach in NGOs and stuff eventually. So hopefully after the lockdown I'll go there, but meanwhile I've already had a Zoom class with kids, and it was fun, and I was more confident because of this course. So hopefully I'll be doing that more often. So what we learned during the entire 4-day course, and we learned so many more techniques. So one was the color wheel. Being an artist, of course, I knew about it, but it was fun creating it all over again, and it was like a revision. We did brush strokes. Aparna ma'am taught us, and we had to practice a lot. So there's one I did here as well. So we had learned a lot of tie and dye techniques, and I'm just going to show my tie and dye techniques. This is the spiral. This is the circle technique. The fold, the side fold. And I love the name of this, the samosa, the triangle fold. Other than that, we also learned the Japanese technique, the shibori. This was one. Excuse me. And this was the other one. Then we learned about Dabu art. So Dabu art, when I was doing it, I realized Dabu art was one of my favorites, because whenever I go buy, arty clothes for my exhibitions, I land up picking up a lot of prints which were Dabu art. I had not known that they were Dabu, blue being my favorite. So we learned how to make our own blocks. So I used an old bottle of medicine, and I stuck my blocks. So it was easy to roll out. Other than that, on the caps, I made more blocks. So it was fun too. And then we did our Dabu art. So on wet fabric, we just put white paint on our blocks, and we created prints. This I tried to give a little shading, but I guess it didn't work. So after Dabu art, we did Madhubani. Madhubani has been my favorite since before, and I did this on fabric. Love the colors, and Madhubani has been great that way. There's a mask that I made as well. So it was fun. After Madhubani, there is the stitchless bag, which was very exciting. I have been using the fabric glue from Fevicryl for protecting my canvases. So I normally with old sheets I cover my canvas. So we made a bag, which was something I did, and we used stencils with the dabbing technique. Yeah, and with scotch tapes I just gave little colorful pattern here like Miss Aparna ma'am had taught us. So after stitchless, it's the wet on wet technique. Wet on wet again is something which we use so often. So we made the Wali painting on wet fabric. This was fun as well. The 3D outliner on different stitches. I'm terrible with stitching, and I'm so glad that there was a technique that, you know, replicates embroidery. So this was fun again. I don't have to stitch again. I don't think so, because I have the glue and I have the 3D liners. Okay, so then we did this pottery art, Jaipur pottery art. Jaipur pottery art has a lot of intricate designs. So we used glass colors. I used glass colors only on the bigger flowers. I wanted to keep this as it is. Decoupage. This was again a fun activity. My son wants to keep this in his room, so I plan to put a lampshade over it. He wanted me and his pick and his favorite Jacket Jones. So for this, my son helped me cut the comic pics, because once he told me it's for him, I said, you need to help me. Freehand design with neon 3D outliners on a bottle. That's my little 3D outliner. Dautism. I made a little elephant, remembering the pineapple episode that had happened with the pregnant elephant. Gond art. So Gond art applique work. Again, no needles. So this was fun. Difficult to cut the shapes, but once it was done, you stick the shapes on top of each other, creating the entire thing and giving the Gond art pattern on the deers. Fluid art. Something I've done before as well, but this one was fun because I had never used with Fevicol, and Aparna ma'am said you could use Fevicol. So this was that. Toran. Wow. So coming, Ganpati coming, I'm sure I'm going to use this on my door. Oops. Just give me a minute. The threads have got entangled. So Toran art, we normally put it on the doors as a goodwill for Lord Lakshmi, and I hope Lord Lakshmi is impressed with my artwork this time. Clay jewelry. So I made a matha patti as well. my earrings. Another one I made in red, red being one of my favorite colors. This we used with molded, and I didn't know molded was so much fun to use. Again, African mural. I loved doing this one. So Aparna ma'am had suggested that we should paint afterwards, but I somehow preferred painting my background before I stuck a mural on it. So this was Lippen art. I used this on a photo frame. I plan to put my photograph with the kids here. So it was great fun. So now we did something that with more than one technique we used it on ourselves for creating another article. And you can see I'm already wearing my one design. It was great fun. I used the tie and dye. I used the 3D liners here along with the mirrors. Mirrors were already on the t-shirt, so I made a shirt. I made like the thick embroidery pattern here. The peacock, I did a running stitch. I can stitch. And for the non-fabric article, I made another bottle. Here I did shading with the greens going towards the yellow. Use gold dabbing here and a gold stencil here. This I felt was giving a more finished look, so I made lines with gold and completed my article. So I'm looking forward to many more such activities, workshops with Fevicryl, and I'm so glad I did that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Fevicryl team. God bless.